Now we do have someone on our Facebook talking about how they were living in St. Andrews Tower, and you know that everyone was evicted from that and couldn't go back, and now they're living in their car and they went to FEMA and there's no help. Would the people at St. Andrews Towers, like the staff, be responsible at all for that, or what's the legal process there?
Unless you have been served with a formal eviction notice, and unless a lawsuit has been filed, and unless a writ of possession has been issued by the judge, and unless the sheriff has come out and put that thing on your door, and unless the time period for you to evacuate after receiving that writ of possession being put on your door, unless those things have happened, you are under no obligation to leave.
You haven't been evicted?
You have not been evicted.
Until that happens.
Now, if you find yourself in a situation where the landlord starts doing what we call self-help evictions, they're changing your locks, they're turning off your power, they're turning off your water, those things are all illegal, and a lawsuit can be filed against a landlord who does those types of self-help evictions. They can be in violation of Florida law if they do that, and subject to damages to include 3 times the rent or the actual damages that the person sustained. As well as attorney's fees. So, you know, landlords, I know there's a lot of folks out there that own property and they want to get in and they want to check the property out. Do the right thing. If you really feel like you need to evict somebody, go through the legal process. You know, we're not going anywhere. This debris is not going to go anywhere. This damage ain't going to go anywhere anytime soon. So go through the process, and if you don't go through the process, you could be asking for a lot of trouble and having to pay a lot of money.
Yeah, you know, looking at St. Andrews Towers, you can see the damage, but there are some units that I'm sure are, you know, considered basically livable, and it's unfortunate that these people are evicted.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
You know, they need to know their rights, and thank you for, you know,
Sure.
going through that.
Well, and like Ted said before, habitability is the big issue here. You can have a situation where the landlord says it's not habitable and then the tenant says it is. Well, the landlord, you still have to go through that process, and then the issue for the court to determine will be the habitability of that particular residence. Now, that doesn't mean that the person can't still get evicted later, but that issue of habitability, if they're saying, no, you got to get out because I got to do repairs, and the tenant says, I don't want to get out, landlords, you got to go through that eviction process. You can do the repairs, but you got to do like any other repair. You got to work around the tenants.